Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Ana Dialogue, the dialogue on analog music reproduction. Today, we are going to face an interesting test against very cheap but high quality, according to many, speaker cables against a very high quality, high-end, we could say, type of cable. Nothing esoteric, nothing strange, very real world, okay? Are you ready? Let's start now. Okay, so as I have anticipated on the first issue of Eject, if you don't know what Eject is, here is a link. It's a video magazine where I discuss different topics. I also do some anticipations of the upcoming videos. And this was included as promised. Okay, so we have three contenders, okay? Three cables. I'm gonna give you a little bit of background, just a few hints, technical aspects of these three. And then we're gonna try to do a blind test with you guys. Please remember, I want to say it right from now because everyone then starts grabbing their keyboard, YouTube compression. I always put all test tracks on any video in the video description, okay? You're going to find them in high res and download. Okay, but let's start now from the cables. The first contender is something that I have presented to this channel and I've been using for many months. It's the Neotech SOST16. Here is a link to that video. All the links are going to be here below in the video description. Now, what is this? This is OCC, Ono Continuous Cast Silver. Okay, guys? It's not copper. It's solid core, meaning it not different parts of cables. It's not lits. It's not multi-stranded. It's one single bar, quite rigid. And in fact, this is actually used inside for connecting parts in a component, in a piece of gear, okay? But I wanted to try. And I had excellent results. If you want to know all about it, please refer to that video. In any case, I do want to say that all three cables that we are going to see today, including the Neotech, are unshielded, okay? And the gauge is always 16. So we have a fair comparison, I think. One last aspect, I think it's important to say that the Neotech has a PTFE, meaning one of the best types of Teflon insulation out there, okay? So a very good combination. Let's proceed to the next one. Okay, the next contender is the Duelund DCA16GA, which is the gauge. Now, the Duelund or Duelund, I don't know how you pronounce it in English. As you know, I'm Italian, so we say the Duelund, il Duelund, l'hai provato? Yeah, the Duelund or Duelund. In any case, it's a very famous cable, very renowned. A lot of people have been talking about this and the one after for many years. That's why I wanted to try them here in my system and then do finally a test with you guys. Now, this is coming directly from the mythical, the legendary Western Electric WE16GA, which is not anymore in production. And it's a multi-strand copper type of wire, tinned with tin outside. Same for the one afterwards. With an insulation made out of cotton with oiled cotton, okay? Very strange. It also has this very interesting smell. I must admit it's quite fascinating, even though it picks up dust, as you can imagine. But as we all know, cotton is an excellent insulator. So already there, I start to understand why this had so much fame in the past and still today. So if you want to explore that type of the Western Electric, this is the one to choose. The type that I tested during these months is the single version, okay? One single cable, one for the negative pole, one for the positive pole, and then I twisted a little bit together, okay? Because there's also the one with two poles together. No, I wanted the single one because it was used in the past as a mono cable, and then they use the single ones also for stereo. So I think that's the more purest approach and a better installation to both. Also other problems that may arise, it's just better. So that's the one I chosen for the Duelund. Let's see the next one. Okay, so our third contendant is the Belden 9497. Once again, this is multi-stranded, very thin, tied and twisted together, tinned copper, okay, with a PVC insulation. But they are strictly, very tightly intermingled. It almost forms one single cable, perfectly round almost. And this was the preferred cable by Ken Shindo. And in fact, a lot of people love it. I forgot to say the prices. Let's say them all together. So for 1 meter, meaning 3.2 feet, we're talking about, the cost is the Neotech high-end silver. Okay, remember, it's $170, more or less €150. Okay, very high segment. The Duelund is $12 or €10 for 1 meter. Yes, guys. And the Belden is only $7 for 3 feet, or more or less €6. Wow. Okay. Already the fact that we are trying to put them one against each other is, I think, fascinating. Absolutely. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this video, as you can imagine. But I don't want to spoil or anything. Let's proceed now to the second part of this video. Okay, here we are at the test part. We are going to listen track number 1, the theme from Modern Jazz, by one of my favorite albums of Pontabox. A lot of you already saw this on my channel. I highly recommend it. It's a fantastic album. This is the XRCD, which I found directly in Japan. Fantastic. And we are going to listen to this entire first sample. It's a minute and a half, not even. So it's perfect. There's a little bit of everything, not voices, but a good ensemble of instruments. Very high quality recording. Once again, you're going to find all the tracks for download, the single tracks for each cable, okay, here for download, but you're going to find each track, each file with a specific name. So if by any chance you've already downloaded them from the beginning, you don't know which is which, because I'm going to reveal which is which only at the end. Which is X, what is Y, and what is Z. Are you ready? Let's start now. Okay, guys, are you ready? Pause the video if you're not. I'm going to reveal which is which. Okay, X is Belden. Yes. Y is Neotech. And Z is obviously the Duelund. Did you guess? Or at least did you sense a difference? That's the main part, not guess clearly. which talked to you, which connected more with you. Before I give you my take, let's take a brief look at the spectrum. Here we go. Now you can see the 3 spectrums. I hope they fit all in the same screen, otherwise I'll put one after the other. And you can see that they are very similar but not identical. And I should have said this in the beginning. I want to highlight, underline nice and clearly that I did not change the volume. I did not change anything in my system. It was identical. Very high quality Don Garber preamplifier with my Automon, which will be presented in the future here on the channel, tube amplifier with my Altic 19s, fully modded speakers. And clearly I had to meet an ambient capture because it has to get the sound from the speakers clearly. And with the quality Tascam recorder in the same position, blah, blah, blah. Everything done correctly, but I did not want to normalize. I did not, and I don't, because all 3 cables were connected in the same way. Everything is identical. And in fact, there are differences. There are differences, measurable differences, and this is interesting, okay? In the dynamics, let's try to take a look now at the dynamic range. I did it with the dynamic range meter, the MAAT, but also the Duelund meter. And here you're going to see a few screenshots. I'll put all the screenshots for download as well, together with the tracks, so you can take a look also at those if you're interested. There's a lot of data there. But just to show you that there are quite enough differences in the dynamic range, in the perceived loudness a little bit, not that much, but a little bit. Incredible. I mean, I was not expecting that. So, very interesting from that point of view. And now finally my take. Okay, guys, so I've listened to the files. It's better, just better. I can't just go on my experience. It's biased. With the files, one after the other, it's just clear. What differences, what changes. And I must admit that I find that the worst, if you want to put it in that terms, the less faithful, the less convincing, in respect to the others, is the Belden. I found it a little more flat, and the bass was kind of soft, while the Duelund and the Neotech, oh boy, I mean, the bass was really more punchy and present. That is, I think anyone can immediately sense that. That was rather shocking. I wasn't expecting that much of a difference, especially between the Belden and the Duelund, because they're very similar in the end. Instead, there is this difference. Wow. And in the end, overall, I think that the Duelund and the Neotech are very close. Very close. The Neotech has a more refined upper register, okay? The treble. The treble is a little more convincing. And this poor cable has been ripped around, moved, and touched a lot. I mean, every time you move a solid core like that, you're creating more grains and little breaks. So it's not ideal. It should just be there and left alone. But it's almost impossible, especially if you're changing cables and gear. In any case, I think that the Neotech is probably the winner for just a hair. But the convenience of having the very cheap Duelund makes it automatically the true winner, because I think cost does have an effect, does matter. I mean, the difference is 10 times less per meter. Incredible, unbeatable, unbeatable. So for me, the Duelund is absolutely the winner in the end, after all. If cost no object, the Neotech probably, for a hair, for a few parts. Listening several times, hunting for differences, I did sense a little better finesse, more air in the upper register, as I said. But that's about it, okay? That's about it. There isn't that much of a difference. So, incredible. I'm probably going to start using my Duelund, since I don't have that much of cable of Neotech. It's that are a little short. And you guys, tell me in the comments what you have heard, because a lot of times, and I'm happy, you're not that much influenced from what I say in my videos. You listen to the tracks and put your comments and your opinions. Congratulations, I love that. And it's the same thing. I mean, there's no difference. It's uncompressed WAV files. So I'm waiting for your response. Thank you again for watching, and remember that music is born analog. Hey there! If you are enjoying my content, please consider to subscribe. It's free, and it will help the channel tremendously. Also, don't forget to explore my prior videos. There's something for everyone. Welcome to the audiophile community.